What's up, nerds? Welcome to Cool Nerd Reviews. I'm Steve Trezza.
Scott Burnett.
And we are reviewing Game of Thrones again.
But before we do, if you're one of them book learning people, go check out Buzzed on Books.
Yeah, check out Buzzed on Books. Jess is the woman who's over there who's running it. She's awesome. She does a lot of good Game of Thrones comparisons from book to show, which I don't read the books, and I actually watched last week's, which her annotation will pop up somewhere around here. Go over there, check it out. I learned a lot, and I kind of learned a lot about what might be to come in the show.
I was always interested in the differences between the show, but I'm lazy and I don't read.
So we just review the show, but check out her Game of Thrones review. Check out her channel. It's awesome. We're going to be collaborating together on a bunch of stuff in the future as well.
At least for another 7 weeks.
Yes. So, that aside, this episode titled High Sparrow. What happened?
Yeah. It was very exposition heavy. It was a lot of story, but a lot of interesting stuff happened. We start on Arya.
Arya is now in the House of Black and White.
Man, is that a confusing place.
Yeah. It was really cool, and I enjoyed it. Didn't really get a lot of what was going on, though.
We might have to check out one of those comparison videos when it comes out.
Yeah. We'll have to have Jess explain it to us. Right. I think they kind of wanted you to be like that, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They kind of wanted the viewer, especially if you don't read the book, to kind of just be like,
what the fuck is going on?
Like, what the hell
I think they're just trying to put Arya through her paces.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Mr. Miyagi in The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I waxing your deck?
They're testing her, and they're pushing her.
Before you know it, she's going to be when she's like sweeping the floor or something, like that's going to be her wax on, wax off. There's going to be something she's been doing and thinking it's a menial task is going to actually like lead to her being a great assassin.
So, yeah, she's getting kind of angry and pissed off with Jack and
as tiny puberty-stricken girls do.
And because she doesn't think that she's learning something, but we all know she is learning something. So I thought that was cool. I liked the mystery around it and like how they played upon that. I thought it was
real
really
miserable in that house. Like, real bad.
Yeah. What I don't understand is what's with all the dead people.
People just keep dying and they just keep bringing them, unless it's like the same dead person. It's like a running gag.
Or unless they're like not dead and they're like in a trance or something. Like, I don't know.
Because they like start washing one of them later in the episode for like no reason.
So
maybe they're just like an old person car wash.
Come here, pass out.
Just drink this fucking drink, pass out, and tiny girls will wash it.
Leave clean.
Yeah, I think there's probably something like that out there.
So, well, with Game of Thrones, in the world of Game of Thrones.
No, I think in the world, like Japan is a thing. So
then from that initial Arya scene, we go to King's Landing, where we see King Tommen, who marries.
Tommen. Is it Tommen? It's not Tomlin, is it?
It's Tommen.
Yeah. I thought you said Tomlin.
No, I said Tommen.
Okay.
King Tommen, who marries Marjaery.
Tom and Marjorie. Because they bang right after.
They do. They bang. He's like loving it, which, I mean, look at her. Come on. Who wouldn't? She's
Tommen,
like
first of his name, and he's the first one that came. Because he was a Minuteman. And she's like too into him, so she's definitely
she's playing him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's too into him, so she must be playing him.
He's too into her.
Yeah, a lot of times, 4 times apparently.
She's like bragging.
She's like cackling.
Cackling with all her friends.
Yeah, her like friends, and they're all like giggling about.
We had this really tense scene between Marjorie and Cersei, where they just. It was like
a cat fight.
It was like a Mortal Kombat verbal fight where they just kept backhanding comment to each other.
Yeah. She's like, "What do I call you, the Queen Mother?" Or like, it was just like, it would be awkward. It was awkward for me to watch it from like the TV viewer perspective.
But it's like Marjorie's grown. Well, she's the queen, so now
she's got a set of balls on her.
She's grown some balls. She's actually
well, she's always had them. She was like
but now she's like.
Assaulting
him. Yeah. Well, look at these balls.
That's a real bad visual. She just like lifts up her dress and is like, "Take a look at my giant balls, Cersei."
So
we bring some high quality, highbrow reviewing journalism to this show.
I like how you can see that she's balls. Like you can see her when she's talking to Tom and you can see how she's like trying to manipulate him and turn She's using like reverse psychology, basically.
Well, because he's like a tiny little kid.
So she's basically like kind of insulting him through compliments, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, cause
she's like, do you ever think about leaving, or why is Cersei still here, and other stuff? She's trying to turn him against his mom.
Basically kind of showing him that like he's weak because he's still babied by his mother. Yeah. But she's saying it in a way that's like kind of complimenting him, and he's so like young and stupid, and is just like
he just wants to impress her.
Yeah, and like bang her.
Yeah. He's just gonna like hump her.
So he's basically like now taking that to try and push Cersei away. And Cersei's seeing that too.
And Cersei's like trying to do the same thing. So it's like, I mean, obviously Marjorie's gonna win out.
Because she's got the poon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Poon wins overall, man.
All the time.
Man.
So that's where that's going, and I'm enjoying this storyline. Also because I hate Cersei, and I just want to see her.
Yeah. I always.
She's a great, and because I hate her, she's a great villain.
Yeah.
But like
that's how you know she's a great villain. Yeah. Because like you legitimately hate her. But I was always like rooting for the Lannisters because I like to root for the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now she's making it real hard to root for her because she's just a bitch.
She's such a bitch.
Yeah, she's
very hard to like.
Yeah, she's not even like a good bitch for the sake of being a bitch. She's just like ew. What are you doing? Like I just don't want to root for her anymore.
So
she's like really the only definitive bad person so far. I think
definitively bad.
I mean,
I don't
Stannis is like debatable.
You have Ramsay. Ramsay Bolton. Yeah, he's a turd. Yeah. Which, speaking of Ramsay...
I mean, their brother Michael went on to do great things.
Yeah. So. That was terrible. Speaking of Ramsay, he's... we go to Winterfell for the first time. We see the Boltons this season. And they're in Winterfell, and Theon's just kind of like putzing about.
Cowering about.
I don't even think he said anything.
No, he didn't. He didn't say a word.
Looking all depressed. I mean...
wouldn't you?
Lose your dick, obviously.
Shouldn't he join the Unsullied? Wouldn't that be cool?
I guess, yeah. It would make him at least more... give him more confidence.
It would give him a purpose, but that's like giving I could see him being the leader, and they'd be like, why are they making a white guy the leader?
I don't know. Now I couldn't. He's all like broken up and shit.
Yeah, but that would be cool because they're all dickless, and then they could like talk about how not having a dick sucks.
It doesn't suck. So
somebody doesn't suck.
So they're in. Going back to Winterfell, the Boltons are in Winterfell. Ramsay is there. He's set to wed Sansa in a in basically...
Well, they both have the same purpose. They both want to solidify the North, but, like, Sansa wants to do it so she can, like...
And Littlefinger was...
Littlefinger's going to be in her ear the whole time.
Well, he's in cahoots with the Boltons also, which is why
you don't know
he basically has brought her there for this whole thing to happen.
But he could be on anybody's side. He could actually...
because he's such, like, a snake.
And he wants to... I think he likes Sansa.
Yeah, a little bit, but who knows?
I think he cares for her.
He's pretty creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
So
he's an old dude kissing up on a young girl. It's real awkward. Good on you, George R. R. Martin.
Brienne and Pod, they're following them.
You get a lot of her backstory.
You got a lot of her backstory,
which was cool. I liked her, like, to know why she's like.
Exactly, because you always kind of wondered why she loved like Remley so much and how she was always I guess like because she was his Kingsguard and whatever, and you
how she became that.
Yeah, you knew that she like adored him. But now you finally get that where she like tells the story.
She was basically at like night camp.
Yeah.
And like all these knights were like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." They call her Brienne the Beautiful. And they're like, "Why don't you dance with me?" And they're all talking about how they want to marry her and take her back to the castle. And it was just it was a big joke.
Yeah.
As summer camps tend to do.
You kind of feel bad for her.
The boys were picking on the girl because she's not stereotypically beautiful, and then she's like crying, and Renly's like, "Don't let them see your tears." And he dances with her, and he's
to be nice to her.
Yeah, he's the king's son or king's brother. And everybody's like, shit, we gotta stop making fun of the big girl.
Yeah, so and that's really where and then Brienne says that she'll train Pod.
Yeah. So we're gonna get two badass people wandering
Well, hopefully.
around.
You know that the first couple, because
it's gonna be
like a montage. He gets on her nerves so much too. So you know she's gonna like try and train him. And
I can just see a montage set to
piss her off so much,
like and just like sword fighting and shit. That'd be good.
And you know what's gonna happen is like she's gonna train him. He's gonna like suck. She's gonna get pissed off, and it's gonna happen like a lot, and he's gonna fuck up a lot. But then he's gonna come through at like some point. He's gonna
like save her. At one point.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna be like, oh, it worked. Yeah. And like, that's probably what's gonna happen.
Or not. We could be wrong.
That's what I think's gonna happen.
We tend to be wrong.
Up at the wall.
Oh, I like this. I like this story arc.
We got we get Jon Snow, who he refuses Stannis.
Yep. Stannis gets a little pissy, but like he's respectably pissy. He's like, I'm kind of pissed off, but I'm not going to try to persuade you.
Yeah. Stannis' hand, Davos. He talks to Jon Snow and basically says like, he respects you, but we're doing this because we need to get the Boltons out of the north. The Boltons don't belong in the north. Yeah. And Jon Snow kind of like he gets through to him a little bit.
Yeah. Because they killed his brother, so.
Yeah. Well, that and they and that he doesn't. It's probably eating him up inside that they are ruling Winterfell, the place where he grew up. So
I think if he found out that he was gonna marry Sansa, that he would be like right down there.
Possibly, yeah. So that's what's going on with that. Then we have
it's kind of like a work delegation meeting with Jon Snow and his Night's Watchman, but he's giving out like jobs. He gives one guy like latrine duty, and then he gives what's the guy's name?
Alistair, I believe.
Yeah.
He gives that one guy, the guy who was running like against him.
Yeah.
He gives him first command, right?
Yeah, first ranger.
First ranger, yeah. And which is like an honor, and everyone like agrees with it, whatever. Then he gives another position to Janos.
Yeah. Grey Watch or something.
Yeah.
It's like an abandoned or like rundown fort.
Yeah, and he refuses, and he
He refuses a lot.
And he stands up, and Jon Snow kind of gives him like
gives him like 3 chances.
Yeah, he gives him like 3 chances to accept, and because he's like, no, like it wasn't a suggestion, it was an order.
Yeah.
And he still refuses, so he takes him outside,
puts him on the old chopping block.
On the chopping block, grabs the sword, and asks him if there's any last words.
Dude, bitches out so hard.
He starts crying.
He's like, I've always been afraid. He's like snotting on himself.
He apologizes.
And just when you think Jon Snow is going to pull a Jon Snow and be real nice, he kind of like turns away like, all right, psych, and he chops his head off.
Yeah, just beheads him. I thought it was great because Jon Snow basically made an example out of him.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to take shit from anyone.
Especially because he saved the guy that was being made example of in the premiere.
Exactly.
He didn't want to make a trend of like, you can do shit wrong and just apologize for it.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to straighten up and walk that line. And
yep. So
I bet the next guy he has to go for Grey Watch, he's going to be like, when? And do you have a Google map that I can follow? My horse is packed.
He's not dumb. He's doing, and that's why... Yeah. He did it. He's like, they're...
And Ygritte told him he knows nothing.
Yeah, so...
Stupid Ygritte.
He's done. Stannis saw it. Stannis probably...
Yeah, Stannis gave him like a little bro nod.
Yeah, he was like, all right.
I see you, Jon Snow.
Back at Winterfell, again, with the Boltons. I don't know if I know we talked about Sansa set to marry him. Sansa doesn't want to initially.
Yeah. Well, what's his face? The young Bolton.
Ramsay?
Who's
gonna marry?
Yeah. In the beginning, I forgot to mention, he was just like, "Oh, these dudes didn't pay his taxes, so I skinned him and his family alive."
Yeah, he's pretty ruthless.
And then his father was
he cut off Theon's dick.
Yeah.
So,
but he was like that. You don't get to people by killing them; you get to them by ruling them or something. Like that. So that's why he wants him to marry Sansa.
Yeah.
So they can like.
Because the people of Winterfell still remember the Starks and they remember Sansa, but.
Even when Sansa gets shown to a room, the lady's like, "Oh, I know you must want to wash, Lady Stark." And then she looks at her, she's like, "How do you know it's me?" Because she dyed her hair. Like, that's going to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
It's like Superman's glasses. And she's like, "The North remembers?" And she just walks out. So they know who she is.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I hope I want the Boltons out too. Yeah, I'm so stereotypical viewer, like.
Yeah, like I want all the evil people to go away, and I want everything to be happy. I want Ned Stark to glue his head back on.
Such a stereotypical.
It's like a viewer. Weekend at Bernie's Game of Thrones, just dead Ned Stark just flopping around.
We forgot to mention, jumping back a little bit. I know we're jumping here and there. Arya, when she, I guess, starts the training.
Yeah.
Or she doesn't know. Again, she doesn't know she's starting the training, and Jack Naguar says to her, I see all of Arya Stark's clothes. I see Arya Stark's sword. Like how can you be no one when you're surrounded by Arya Stark's
stuff? Yeah.
So she goes. She throws away her clothes. She throws away the coin.
Heart of the Ocean's everything. Just Throws it right in the water.
But can't bring herself to throw away Needle.
Come on, she can't. Her dad gave her that sword. Or whoever gave her that sword.
It was her trainer.
Trainer, yeah.
So she goes and hides it.
He wasn't there all the time.
She goes and hides it, and you know it's not the last we're seeing of Needle, and you know that Jack and Aguirre knows that.
Oh yeah,
there's
like this little rock alcove that perfectly.
You know he knows that she hit it.
Oh yeah.
Like, the man knows everything. He's like Mr. Mysterious.
I really want to know what the fuck is up with them.
We'll find out. We will. Give it a couple episodes.
Yeah, or I could read the book, but that's
what
Buzzed On Books is for.
Exactly. So, that happens. I think that's really where the end of where we see that. And then they watch the dead guy.
Yeah. It's really weird, creepily watching a dead. Is he dead? He's dead, right?
We think.
Yeah. He could be asleep.
I don't know.
Maybe a heavy sleeper.
Baelish's brothel is raided.
Yep.
And the High Septive is humiliated.
Yeah, by the High Sparrows.
By the High Sparrows, who's this like kind of like bum religious group.
They're like a vigilante bum religious church.
Yeah, that's
led by Keira Knightley's dad from Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's like they're like the Robin Hood of King's Landing.
Yeah.
If Robin Hood were a giant poor group.
Yeah.
So
that ate like group chili out of a bowl.
Yeah.
And didn't have shoes on.
He bitches. The High Septive bitches and complains to Cersei.
But they humiliate him, and they made him walk naked in the streets. And every time he tried to cover up his junk, they slapped his ass or something, and he had to walk with his hands open so everybody could point and laugh at his dick.
So then Cersei goes out and finds the High Sparrow, and you kind of get instead of executing them,
like the Septive.
Yeah, she's kind of saying she's kind of trying to side with them.
Yeah, she said.
Which you think she's probably trying to just she said get something on her side.
She said faith and the crown are the two pillars that hold this place up.
Right now, she doesn't really have a lot of allies.
Yeah, but she probably feel her own son slipping away with Marjorie. So
you win the poor, which is a lot of people.
And they're expendable soldiers because they're gonna sacrifice themselves because they got nothing left.
I mean, we could be wrong, but that's what I feel like she's doing.
Yeah. Which would be cool because then she's got this underground secret army.
Yeah.
That'll fight for her.
Quick note:
bums assemble.
She goes to the one guy who's kind of cutting off the heads of the rats.
Oh yeah.
And that thing under the tarp
moves. Yeah.
What is it?
We're not gonna find out for 4 more episodes.
Or the end of the season or something. It's probably some
maybe it's Ned Stark. They put his head back on.
It could be. It's like some Game of Thrones Frankenstein that's waiting to be unveiled.
Yeah. Maybe it's the mountain.
It could be, maybe. I don't know.
I didn't read the books, so people are watching this who have read the books idiots. But it'd be cool. I mean, Cersei and the Mountain were tight.
That's true. I guess.
She was really upset when he died. It didn't look big enough to be the Mountain, but
No, I don't think it looked big enough.
It'd be cool if it was the Mountain.
So then in our final story of what's going on, and this has been going on since the first episode, Tyrion still on his way to see Daenerys.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta get out of this cart because I'm gonna go insane if I keep looking at Varys. And Varys is trying to...
He's like, I need to speak to somebody with hair. So Tyrion does what Tyrion does, and he goes to a brothel. On his way there, there's a red queen. No, red something.
She's a priestess.
And
it's already they're already spreading the word of the dragon mother, the mother of dragons. So that's kind of it's reminiscent of Jesus when he was back.
Actually, there was
back in the day, and people would spread the word and whatever. That's what's going on.
Jesus fought dragons, but they cut it out.
Yeah. Well, maybe that made it into the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, George R. R. Martin's like, I'll take it. Just throw the book around it.
So,
while eating hot pockets.
Yeah, and then the priestess catches.
Yeah, but nothing really came of it. Tyrion. She spotted him, but
but she was like, I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many dwarves do you see? And it's funny. Tyrion goes to walk into the brothel, and the bouncer pats him on the head. He's like, "It's good luck to rub a dwarf's head." He's like, "It's also good luck to suck his cock." And I was like, keeping it classy.
Well,
I guess when you're ass level to everybody all the time in a place that doesn't have running water, you'd be pissed off too. You're just smelling asshole all day.
It's Tyrion though. That's the person he is. Yeah. So then he goes inside. He tries to sway a
there's one chick
prostitute
who looks like Daenerys, and everybody's like, oh, I want to fuck a queen, blah blah blah.
Which it also shows you how like her popularity is spreading.
Yeah, even though she killed that dude last week.
Throughout all of we're not exactly over there yet.
That's true. That's true.
But basically, throughout all of Essos, she's gaining power and gaining recognition. So it kind of showed that in this episode. Now you have him, and he doesn't want her. He wants this other prostitute
who kind of looks like his wife.
Yeah, a little bit.
Brunette hooker. Sorry, whatever. She looks like a.
But I think she was wearing the same type of bracelet because he kept looking at it.
Yeah, and he sways her like he smooth talks the shit out of her.
Because he's such a smooth talker.
And then she's like, "All right, let's go." Because she won't have sex with him at first. She's like, "You don't have money and you smell." And then he smooth talks her. He's like, "All right, you're gonna wash you first." And he sees like the wristlet, or he notices something on her that's reminiscent of his wife, and he can't do it.
So he denies her. Then he goes drunkenly and takes a leak into the river, and then
Captain Friendzone comes out of nowhere.
Jorah comes out, kidnaps him, and he's like, "This will make her love me." And
and he just picks up the little half man and then picks him up
to take her to Daenerys, which is where he was going anyway.
Why does he have like a rope ball gag on hand? Maybe in hopes that Daenerys would. Let him out of the friend zone, and he's like, "Hope you're into some freaky shit."
Who knows? So that's where we left off.
I think we did a pretty solid rundown of that episode.
Yeah. We went through almost everything that happened.
If we missed anything, if you have any thoughts and opinions about the episode, give it to us in the comments down below, right around here.
Yep.
Any suggestions? Anything you liked? Anything you didn't like about the episode or us in general?
Yeah. Tell us if you didn't like us. Tell us why you didn't like us, and we'll tell you to suck it.
I'll cry. Very thin-skinned.
So, we didn't get Daenerys this episode, but that's okay. We don't need her every episode.
Scheduling conflicts with Terminator, probably.
I still thought it was a very good episode. Very informative.
I usually am stereotypical like America, where I'm just like, I need action in my episodes, and I need like something to like.
Well, Game of Thrones doesn't always need to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Oriented.
That's why Game of Thrones.
I was just very disappointed with the premiere because I just thought. It was like, hey, this is happening. Hey, this is happening. Hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? And then
this
it's just kind of like
is like the biggest setup. It's just like
a lot of story
a lot
happens,
of stuff, and then we're gonna get a lot of payoffs in the coming weeks.
Which is like at the beginning of NFL Red Zone, where the kickoff happens in every game.
Yep.
None of you probably know what I'm talking about.
Wow, way to nerd shame. This is the cool nerd show, all right? True. There's a bunch of cool nerds out there.
Check out Jess
Insult him in the comments down below. I love you guys.
Jess over at Buzzed on Books. She does the books comparison with the shows. She's awesome. She does a lot of good reviews. Check out our other reviews. We have Flash. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have Arrow.
All good this week.
Daredevil. We've got a bunch of other shit, so check out our channel. Check out Jess's channel.
Like and subscribe, both ours and Jess's.
Loot Crate. Some Game of Thrones shit. Fantasy.